I was one of the first people that put like videos on the forums and stuff and on YouTube. What I don't know is if there's a way to do this better. That's what I'm wondering. I'm fine, Mary, you? Apart from the alien on your nose. The alien on my nose? What are you talking about? Are you talking about this red mark? Talking about the pimple? Some sort of ginger's attached to the nose. How dare you? How dare you, jerks? Well, yeah, I don't want to feed these metal anymore, really. Son of a bitch. That's an interesting magma natural gas build, you think? The steam gen is a way to remove heat from the asteroid. Yeah, the steam turbine, every time it passes steam through it, it deletes a certain amount of heat, or a fixed amount of heat, rather. That's the key. So yeah, I was using it to sort of give me a bit more cooling on my natural gas boiler. We're probably going to try and build that same build in this playthrough. It might make me rage, but we're going to try for it. That is a plan. Because we've already capped the magma guys down here, so I think we can do that, no problem. I need to get more natural gas coming in. Do you reckon I should do my natural gas power now? I don't know why this has stopped working. What am I doing differently here than we did before? Is it because they're tame already, maybe? They're not wild. Yeah, fuck it. Let's try just deconstructing this. Build it again. Life's always wondered as to why you never use algae distillers. Because slime is valuable to me. Algae isn't, really. Right, let's see if this works now. I won't select them yet. We'll just see if they can come and bag them up. Have you found any other ways of removing heat from the asteroid other than Weezewart's consumable resource and the random cooling towers in the map? Other ways of removing heat, the usuals really, mate. You've got your water sieves and, you know, there's a thread on the forums of different buildings that output fixed temperatures. It's unchanged, it's the same old stuff. AETNs are probably one of your best bets. Thermoregulators are a lot better now. I did a bit of tinkering with thermoregulators the other day after somebody mentioned it on the stream, and I was tinkering with a build today with thermoregulators that seems to work quite nicely. I can actually show you that quite now, actually. Why not? I'll jump into debug quickly and we'll show you this build. It's the one I was sort of showing at the start of the stream, but I think this should be the refined, different shape room. Thermoregulators now, because we've got the new pipe element and pipe temperature sensors. Really nice, really nice. And as Wachunga's just touched on, obviously we have the vacuum of space now, so vent your stuff out there. That is a great point, actually. I've not done any of that yet. We've not really been to space yet. Oh. There we go. So for some of you that may not have used many thermoregulators, there used to be a bit of a core build that we used to use a lot back in the day. And then they've not had much love for a while because aquatuners were so powerful and because drip cooling was so prevalent and everybody was using Borg cubes and stuff. They sort of fell out of favour. Well, I did a bit of tinkering today. Oh yeah, cheers Max, I just flicked that on, mate. So I did a bit of tinkering today, and there's some really easy builds you can do for using thermoregulators to cool liquids down. So the one that I've been doing here, the gas piping, is so easy, it literally makes me a little bit sick. So what I've basically got, I've got a chamber of hydrogen down here and a couple of pumps. The pumps are just arranged in line so that one feeds into the other, so that we get a decent packet size, basically a kilo of gas in every tile. I could have used a feedback loop, but this gives me constant packets, which is what I want. And then all this is basically is a thermosensor that I've asked to look for a specific temperature, and as soon as it spots the gases at the wrong temperature, it will bypass the thermoregulator. And all I've got to do is run a single piece of automation from the thermosensor to the thermoregulator. It is dead easy. That sort of does everything. This stuff over here is just a bit of efficiency stuff to do with the build, but really you don't need this. This will turn off the first regulator, and if the first regulator is turned off, the second one can't get any gas anyway. So then it just bypasses the system and just cycles through. So you end up cycling your hydrogen all the way through your build. So you actually gain a negative total temperature. Hamster, yeah, totally, because I'm using Weezeworts in this upper chamber, so the Weezeworts are actually cooling down my regulators for me. And then what I've basically got here, as you can see, they're about 70 degrees at the minute. Reason being, I've got a thermosensor up here that basically toggles them off if it goes above 70 degrees. So I'll explain this logic. What it basically is, we've got a thermosensor connected to this one regulator, and it's the same principle. If this regulator is turned off, it turns the other one off as well, because the gas can't flow anywhere, alright? Which means it bypasses the system again. You see? So this is bypassing now because it was overheated. And now it's running again. And it'll probably turn off again in a second, so it's quite warm at the minute. But all this basically does, this switch turns the thermoregulator straight off, and then I've inverted the signal here with a NOT gate that goes to an XOR gate. And then what I've basically got is one of the signals coming from this inverted thermo switch here, so that's one part of my signal, and then the XOR gate basically works where if both signals are active, it won't do anything. I think that, let me word it like they word it. Becomes active if one of the systems connected to its output, its input is active, but it goes into standby if both or neither are active. Okay, so what I've basically, the reason I've done this is this sensor in the room is basically telling these pumps to work, providing that the room is above -225, okay? So if the room is warm, we want to cycle the gas, cycle away. However, I don't want to be pumping my pumps for no reason if my regulators are off. So this basically shuts down my pumps if my regulators are too hot, and basically means that I'm not bypassing too much gas, wasting power pumping. So it's actually really incredibly efficient as well on power. So now you'll see the regulator has toggled itself off, the gas pumps have toggled themselves off, the gas is going to bypass, and then it's going to sit waiting. And only when this is active again will it allow the gas pumps to work. Okay? Now the reason this one's a little bit warm at the minute is because this one's making liquid oxygen. So this tiny little build is making me liquid oxygen, which is coming out down here. So I've got, you know, a few tiles worth of liquid oxygen, like, you know, a few hundred kilos. And then a shitload of oxygen that's yet to cool down enough in the room. But you can apply this same build to anything. So I've got methane being liquefied, I've got carbon dioxide being liquefied, and chlorine being liquefied. And this is why I mentioned earlier I might do a little build where we use our chlorine geyser to make a pool of liquid chlorine for cooling down some of the machinery we're going to use in space, or from space. So that's what this is basically. But thermoregulators, pretty powerful. We're probably going to do something like this in our current base, because it's a really compact little build and doesn't take a lot of cooling. It's really energy efficient. So actually, let me just turn off all the debug shit. I just thought I'd show you that. I was going to upload it to YouTube, and then, as I say, they found that bug today, so I've not been able to. Is that using any exploits? Nope. No, no, no. Holy shit, that's fucking cold. Yeah. Hamster, by the way, good evening, buddy. I didn't welcome you in. How are you, mate? It's a nice build. Thank you, Blue. So happy they added pipe temperature sensors. Yeah. Extremely blown away by the complexity of your builds. Life, sweet baby Jesus. Silent one, how are you, mate? What bug have you found? I showed it a little bit earlier in the stream. There's a video on YouTube. If you go on my YouTube channel, you can actually look at a video for it. It's hydrogen was moving diagonally through tiles and basically going through solid tiles, like bleeding or seeping, or I don't know what term you'd use, where it shouldn't be. But I've done a bug report. Hopefully they'll have a look at it and get it fixed. It's just a bit of an annoying one, really. but it kind of cocked up my build, so I didn't do a video in the end. I didn't have time to record it. Right. This has worked before. Why doesn't it work now? I'm confused. Let's try this. Wait, maybe if we do something other than shine bugs. Maybe that'll work. Everyone's idle at the minute. Blue's doing wrangling down here. I don't know. Right, let's get them doing some digging. I want to start digging out some crap down here. So, we'll start by figuring out what we're going to do with this water. All this water needs to be collected, so I'll probably put it all in here for now. Yeah. Mick, how are you, mate? How are you? How are you doing? I've just been looking mostly since I'm so tired today. Ah, no worries. It's a great build. I might try and make a larger version of that in my base. Definitely never before. It is very, very energy efficient. I was quite surprised by it. It's a build. I did do a video on thermoregulators a long time ago, back when everybody was trying to make liquid oxygen. Back when that was a thing. I did videos on using thermoregulators to make liquid oxygen and using morbs to create, you know, your polluted oxygen. And people have actually forgotten that these were the old methods, and like people are posting them again on the forums now like it's something new. But the thermoregulators genuinely surprised me quite a lot. They do it incredibly well, and you can cool them with like an AETN or some Weezeworts, and it's job done. Piece of piss. Real nice. Right, let's get that done. Actually, I'll change where I'm doing that wire because it's in a bit of a dumb place. There we go. Would a build like that using aquatuners work to kill things around your base? Aquatuners is slightly different. Aquatuners is probably the best way at the minute. Since they've changed, since drip cooling's been removed, you really need to rely on fixed output or delete your liquid. So with aquatuners, the main issue is that eventually you're going to end up with a hot pool of liquid. So the liquid that surrounds your aquatuners eventually gets toasty hot. And you need to do something with that, whether that be dump it somewhere or consume it in a machine or get rid of it somehow, basically. One of the ways to do that is to dump it into machinery. Another way is to put it through a water sieve, and that will allow you to get 40-degree water out. And then that 40-degree water you can pass through the aquatuners themselves as clean water, and it'll give you a supply of clean water at like, what, 14 degrees, which is pretty sweet. Why sad? How's it going, buddy? How are you? One of the benefits of the death of drip cooling, people have to innovate again. It's not even innovating much younger, it's just checking the archives. Like, these are the builds that we were coming up with 8 months ago. That's the thing. But now we've got better tools to make them more efficient. So, thermoregulator builds, we were doing bypass switches on them a long time ago, but we used to have to use ingenuity, like, we'd have a thermo sensor embedded in a wall tile with like 1 gram of chlorine or something in there, and then we'd use the chlorine to be our temperature switch and things like that. You don't get that stuff on the forums anymore, not to that degree anyway. In fact, the nearest thing to it was that post that you shared with me of the temperature switch above 300 degrees. That's what it reminded me of. So alright, so we'll let this water pump away. We're going to get these pumped away. Do we want to start getting some gulpfish and pacus and stuff like that? Do we want to start... Should we make our water tank into a pacu farm? Is that a good idea? But I'm doing it. This thing is not working. I do not know why. I also don't know where that egg's gone. I could have sworn I had a shine bug egg. I have got a shine bug egg. It's just teeny tiny. There we go. Yeah, then I'm going to do some goldfish. If you're going to use aqua tuners, you can preheat the liquid, boil, etc., but it's a lot of effort. To make steam, you mean, Blue? Fly, go away. Celsius the way real men do it. That's also everyone can see the fishies. I think you'll eventually have to... What the fuck is this fly's problem? Jerk. I've got one of them really annoying dive bombing flies in here. I think you'll eventually have to listen to me and murder all the bugs. Maybe. Auto wrangling feels a bit off, I think. I hate it. I hate the wrangling in this game. I think it's terrible. Spent Brass, you are out of your fucking mind. Out of your mind. Right. Right, Coatsy. What else have you done? You've done that, so I'm assuming you've done that. So let's get you down here. Boop. Oh, take it easy, nerd. Safe journeys, buddy. Much love. Meant that you can use it to heat oil up before going to magma, etc. If you're going to boil oil, you might as well sink as much heat into it as you can. No, what you want to be doing with your oil, if you're going to boil it, is you use your oil to cool the natural gas. That's what you want to be doing. You wouldn't use polluted water to heat your oil. You'd use natural gas to heat your oil, ideally, because you have to cool your natural gas. So it makes sense to use the oil for that. Otherwise, you're wasting heat with... You're wasting heat from the natural gas, if you know what I mean. You wouldn't use the heat from the natural gas into a polluted water and then delete your polluted water. That's crazy. You'd want to use the heat from your natural gas that's, say, 600 degrees or whatever temperature it comes out at, 400 degrees, whatever. Run your oil through that, which is preheating your oil for when that gets burnt into natural gas, so that your oil's closer to the temperature where it should be burnt. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it efficiently. But yeah, I forgot what the fuck I was in the middle of doing. I'm gonna build a tank for Pacus. These jerks, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why this thing isn't working anymore. I can only assume it's because they're tame and not wild. Do you mean literally boil oil? Yes. Yeah. No, boil it with like magma or something, Delmain. I don't know why this isn't working. I'll tell you what. Excuse me, let's put all these to an 8. Too many eggs. Let's put a pufflet prince in here. Because I only need one prince present, don't I? The other one can be relegated to the dungeon. In case we need one in the future. Right, all this water needs to be moved. This water should be happily pumping away. And then we'll gather up this water and this water. And I think, yeah, we're gonna harvest some Pacu eggs, I think. I want to get all these pools of water and get all this dug out as well, because it's bothering me now. Pool of water is going somewhere around here, I think. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to build it out of mesh tiles, because that's how I roll. Yeah. And I'm going to just get rid of all this crap. This hatch is not a friend of mine. He can go away. I think actually I'll remove this and we'll move these doors up a little bit. Get rid of you. I've got a little video on it on YouTube, Delmain, if you have a nosy, but if you're interested, there is a little video on there. This might be too high, you know. Might do something like that. Ah, itchy nose. Like, do you have a drop-off place for the shine bugs? Yes, up here. Shine bug, shine nymph. Max 20. Just ain't working. I don't know why. I don't get it. Oh. Oh, I have too many eggs in this room. Oh, fuck it. Oh, Fedeka, thank you very much for the sub, buddy. Much appreciated. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Do you get more energy out of your oil when you cook it to natural gas? It's just easy to use natural gas. You get way more energy. Way more. Prior, why? Why? Way more energy. It's a one-to-one conversion if you boil it rather than refine it. If you refine it, you lose 50% of your oil. Because turning it from oil to petrol, you lose 50% basically. Yeah, it's way better. Can you use shine bugs for solar panels? Apparently you can. Never before. Yeah, apparently you can. Sunny shine bugs, apparently. So that's one of the things that we're going to try. Because I haven't done it before, and it kind of interests me. Kind of piques my interest. Just go in here. Let's get rid of this water first, and I'll drop this other stuff down. I think we've actually got too much water for this little tiny tank that I've just made, but... Meh. Actually, I'll tell you what I could do. Let's see. I do need a mess table in here. No, fuck it. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of this. Go away. I've gotten rid of this thing about 4 times now. We're going to build this all the way down here. I'm going to get rid of this. That's what we're going to do. Ah! Yeah, what the hell? Okay. So, let's slap a pump in here. In fact, we'll do one like that. Slap a pump. Right there. Bit of granite. Down we go. And I'll probably just dig through here and drop it into this bit when we're done. I think that'll be fine. So I'm getting sidetracked from what I plan to do today, and it always happens. I get sidetracked with other bits and bobs that I want to get sorted in the base. But I'm thinking if we get some goldfish going, we'll hopefully get some bits of meat and eggshells and all that good stuff. So we'll want that. Crystal shine bugs. Oh, is it the crystal ones that are the best ones to use for it? Let's have a look. Let's look at the lexica. Shine. Oh. Shine bug. Crystal shine bug. I've never made one of these, I don't think. Are these ones that you have to feed diamond? Yeah. I'm imagining you can do the same thing with sunny ones. I thought the crystal ones just gave more decor. I thought it was the sunny shine bug ones that you want. Ah! Speak of the devil, little babby. Oh. Oh, look. It's finally happening. Get rid of him. Oh. We did it. Incredible. This can be a 9 as well. We'll get them wrangled. Right, we just need a vent at the end of this, and then we can start dumping our water, I think. If we can get all that swept first, that'd be great. This question for you. Only people have a problem keeping my glossy Drecos in their pen. How do you guys do it? Have them on an island separated in the middle. So have them on like an island that they can't get off. They will still find a way because they are bastards. We filled all our storage. They will still find a way off. But that's probably the best way I'd recommend. So have them on their own little island. You are in the wrong place, Dreco, my friend. I think what I might do as well, just for safety, in case we have any dramas later, is just fill in these tiles here. Because knowing my luck, I'll get some random puking event and it'll all go in my water, and it'll make me sad, honestly. Make me real sad. Wait. Maybe that needs to be lower. Joe, thank you very much for the sub, buddy. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? How are you, mate? Check their looks life and see. Lighting menu should tell you. Shoot, what are we talking about now? So Sunny Shine Bug is 1800. A normal Shine Bug is... Oh wait, this is a Babby, isn't it? Don't know if that makes a difference. Normal Shine Bug... 1800. I don't know if babies actually do generate less than adults. Looks like they might. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, I'm good. Glad to hear it, buddy. Thank you. Thank you very much for the sub. Much appreciated, guys. Pretty sure they're all 1800. What's the benefit of the sunny ones then? I thought the sunny ones did more looks. I thought that was the deal. I think that's probably enough smooth hatch things for now. We've moved all of these bastards, so that's good. Which means that we can now get rid of all this crap. Like so. And I'll move that as well. And then what we're going to do is going to be slightly jaunty. We'll move our chef up here for a minute. He can be up here. How cold is it down here? Oh, pretty chilly actually. So we'll deconstruct you as well. We'll get rid of this forge because I don't think I need it for now. I made some exosuits and some of them have gone walkabouts, but I think it'll be fine. God, you must really be bored, Beamron. What's going on? Why you do this? Why you do this? You're gonna be here all day. Stop that. Whatever. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, this space here should make us 2 decent hatcheries, I think. So it'll be something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 bollocks. I thought that would work nicely. Oh, it's just higher decor, is that what it is? Do you get back all your resources when you replace tiles of a different kind, or do you have to deconstruct and construct again? You get all your resources back now. You never used to, Labrador. It was something I only brought in about 3 updates back, like 3 official updates back. So you can now build over tiles, like, you know, this sort of thing. You never used to be able to do that. you used to have to deconstruct first if you wanted your resources. So, has anyone ever tried locking a cryo in a room and stressing them as a source of water? Yes. It used to be a genuine main meta of the game. It was called the Vomit Comet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. How did I make this mistake? I made an mistake. It's fine. We'll balance it up on the other side. So, this is going to be a floor here. And you can be an airflow tile.